Lyra stepped out of her sleek, silver spaceship and onto the surface of Earth. The bright blue sky was unlike anything she had seen on her home planet, where the skies were often gray and filled with strange clouds. She felt a rush of excitement mixed with fear. This was her first time visiting another world, and she was on a special mission to observe humans. As she looked around, her glowing silver eyes sparkled with wonder. The air smelled fresh and alive, filled with the scents of flowers and food from nearby markets. Lyra could hear laughter and music drifting through the streets. Humans were bustling about, living their lives. They seemed so vibrant and full of energy compared to the serious beings on her planet, where emotions were tightly controlled. Suddenly, alarms rang out from her ship. Lyra's heart raced. The moment she landed, she had sensed a strange energy in the air. Now, her ship's systems were alerting her that something was wrong. Her superiors had warned her about the dangers of Earth, but she didn't fully understand until now. Before she could think, she spotted a group of dark, armored figures approaching. They looked like soldiers, but their technology was far more advanced than anything she had seen. "Get back to the ship," she thought, but it was too late. The soldiers were blocking her way. Panic surged through her. Just as she prepared to run, a tall human appeared at her side. He had dark hair, bright blue eyes, and an air of confidence. He quickly assessed the situation, his expression shifting from surprise to determination. "Come with me," he said, grabbing her arm. "We need to move fast." Before Lyra could respond, the human pulled her into a narrow alleyway. She followed him, heart pounding. They could hear the footsteps of the armored soldiers getting closer. "Who are you?" she asked breathlessly, her alien accent making her sound foreign even to herself. "I'm Alex," he replied, glancing back at her. "Just a regular guy trying to help you out." "Trust me." Lyra nodded, knowing she didn't have a choice. She had never trusted a human before, but something about Alex made her feel safe. They ran through the alley, weaving between garbage bins and crates, while the sound of heavy boots echoed behind them. Alex seemed to know the area well, taking sharp turns and leading her through a maze of streets. As they reached a quieter area, Lyra finally caught her breath. "What do they want with me?" she asked, her voice shaking slightly. "They're after you because you're an alien," Alex explained. "Some people think aliens are a threat. They don't understand you're just here to learn. But don't worry, I won't let them get you." Lyra felt a wave of gratitude wash over her. Alex's confidence calmed her, even as she felt the weight of her mission pressing down on her. She had come to Earth to study human behavior, but now she was part of a dangerous game she never expected. Just then, she spotted a small group of humans gathered in the park nearby, laughing and sharing food. The scene was beautiful and warm, contrasting sharply with the chaos of her situation. She turned to Alex, eyes wide with curiosity. "Is this how humans spend their evenings?" He smiled, understanding her wonder. "Yeah, we love to gather, eat, and enjoy life. It's our way of connecting." Lyra's heart raced at the idea. Connection. It was a word that meant little in her society, where emotions were often seen as weaknesses. But here on Earth, it seemed to mean everything. Suddenly, the ground shook, and Lyra looked up in shock. Above them, dark ships loomed in the sky, their engines humming ominously. "We have to go," Alex shouted, pulling her away from the park. Lyra felt fear grip her heart. She had come to Earth to learn about love and friendship, but now she was being chased. As they ran, she realized that this world was more dangerous than she had anticipated, yet it was also more alive. There was something about humanity that sparked her curiosity, something worth fighting for. They darted into a hidden alley, the sounds of laughter fading behind them. Lyra knew she had to find a way to blend in, to understand what made humans so passionate about life. As Alex led her deeper into the city, she couldn't help but wonder, would she be able to learn from these fascinating beings before it was too late? With each step, Lyra felt a connection growing between her and Alex, one that could change everything. Would she be able to embrace this new world? Or would the dangers of her own past catch up with her? The adventure was just beginning, and Lyra was ready to dive in. After escaping the chaos, Alex led Lyra through the winding streets of the city. The sun was setting, painting the sky with vibrant oranges and purples. Lyra looked around in awe, her silver hair catching the light as she followed Alex. Everything was new and exciting. She had never seen such beauty on her planet. "Where are we going?" she asked, her voice filled with curiosity. To a place where humans relax after a long day, Alex replied with a smile. You're going to love it! As they walked, Lyra noticed all the different sights and sounds. Street vendors were selling colorful food, and the delicious smells made her stomach growl. She watched as humans chatted and laughed with each other, their faces glowing with joy. This was unlike anything she had experienced before. In her world, people were often serious and rarely shared smiles. Alex stopped at a vendor selling colorful treats. "Do you want to try something?" he asked. Lyra nodded eagerly. "Yes!" "What is it?" He pointed to a bright red fruit. "This is a strawberry. It's sweet and juicy. You'll love it." Lyra watched as Alex bought a strawberry and handed it to her. She took a small bite, and her eyes widened. The taste was incredible, sweet, refreshing, and bursting with flavor. "This is amazing," she exclaimed, her voice filled with delight. "Glad you like it." Alex laughed, enjoying her excitement. "Now let's keep exploring." They continued their journey through the city, and Lyra felt herself getting more comfortable. Alex showed her different sights, like street performers juggling and musicians playing cheerful tunes. People clapped and danced along, and Lyra couldn't help but smile. She had never seen such free expression before. It was exhilarating. "Why do humans enjoy being together so much?" she asked, genuinely curious. Alex thought for a moment before answering. "It's how we connect. We share our happiness, sadness, and everything in between. It makes life more enjoyable." Lyra nodded, taking in his words. "In my world, we are taught to keep our emotions hidden, but here everyone seems so happy." Alex smiled knowingly. "You can be happy too, Lyra. Just let yourself feel." As night fell, they reached a large park filled with people. There were families having picnics, friends playing games, and couples enjoying each other's company under the stars. The park was alive with laughter and joy, and Lyra felt a warm feeling in her chest. "Wow, it's so beautiful here," she said, taking it all in. "Do you want to join them?" Alex asked, pointing to a group of friends playing a game with a ball. Lyra hesitated. "But I'm an alien. What if they don't accept me?" "Trust me," Alex said, his eyes reassuring. "You're with me." They'll be curious but friendly. With a deep breath, Lyra took Alex's hand. Together, they approached the group. The friends paused their game and looked at Lyra with surprise. "Who's this?" one of them asked, raising an eyebrow. "This is Lyra," Alex introduced her proudly. "She's visiting from another planet." The friends exchanged glances, their surprise quickly turning to smiles. "Awesome. Welcome to Earth, Lyra," another friend said, waving. "Join us." Lyra felt a rush of relief and happiness. They included her in their game, teaching her how to throw and catch the ball. At first, she stumbled and felt clumsy, but Alex encouraged her, and soon she was laughing alongside them. "See? You're doing great!" Alex cheered, clapping for her. As the night went on, they sat together, sharing stories and jokes. Lyra felt a sense of belonging she had never experienced before. She listened to the humans talk about their dreams, fears, and silly experiences. It was like they were sharing pieces of their hearts. After a while, Lyra noticed the stars shining brightly above them. She pointed at a particularly bright one. "What is that?" she asked, fascinated. "That's a star," Alex replied. "We look up at them and make wishes." Lyra smiled. "In my world, we do the same. But I've never felt so close to the stars before." As the night came to an end, the friends started to leave, saying their goodbyes. Alex and Lyra walked back through the park, her heart feeling full. "Today was amazing," Lyra said, her eyes sparkling. "I've never felt so alive." Alex looked at her, his expression softening. "I'm glad you enjoyed it. Humans have a way of connecting that I think you'll love. You just have to let yourself embrace it." Lyra nodded, understanding his words more deeply now. She had come to learn about humans, but she was discovering so much more. She was learning about friendship, love, and what it truly meant to be alive. This day was just the beginning of her journey on Earth, and she couldn't wait to see what else lay ahead. The next morning, Lyra woke up with a bright smile on her face. She had spent the previous night with Alex and his friends, feeling more connected to humanity than ever. As the sun streamed through the window, she sat up, eager to see what the day would bring. Alex had told her about a local festival happening that day, celebrating human cultures. "It's a great way to experience more about us," he had said, and Lyra couldn't wait to join him. She quickly got ready, putting on a simple outfit that Alex had lent her, a soft blue shirt and comfortable pants. They fit her perfectly and made her feel more like a part of this world. As they walked to the festival, Lyra felt the energy of the city. People were bustling about, preparing for the event. Colorful banners hung from every corner, and the air was filled with the delightful aroma of different foods cooking. Lyra's stomach growled, reminding her that she had barely eaten breakfast. "Are you ready to try some new foods?" Alex asked, noticing her excitement. "Absolutely," Lyra replied, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "What should we start with?" Alex pointed to a booth with steaming dishes. "Let's go to that one. They have something called tacos." "It's one of my favorites." As they approached the booth, the friendly vendor greeted them. "Welcome. Want to try our special tacos? They're filled with delicious meats and fresh vegetables." Lyra watched as the vendor skillfully prepared the tacos, adding colorful toppings. She was amazed by how quickly he worked. When he handed them their food, she took a big bite, her eyes widening with delight. "This is incredible!" she exclaimed. "I can't believe how many flavors there are." As they enjoyed their food, they wandered through the festival. Lyra saw people dancing, playing games, and sharing stories. It was a joyful celebration, and she felt a deep sense of happiness. Everyone seemed to be enjoying each other's company, and she longed to be part of it. "Let's try the dance area," Alex suggested, pointing to a lively crowd swaying to music. Lyra hesitated for a moment, but Alex smiled and took her hand. "Come on! It'll be fun!" When they joined the dance floor, Lyra felt nervous at first. She had never danced before, but Alex showed her some simple steps. She followed his lead, and soon she found herself moving to the rhythm. The music filled her heart with energy, and she couldn't help but smile. Laughter surrounded her, and she felt free. As they danced, Lyra noticed a little girl watching them with wide eyes. The girl was holding a balloon and looked shy. Lyra smiled at her and waved. "Would you like to dance with us?" she asked, her voice warm. The girl's face lit up, and she nodded shyly. Lyra crouched down to the girl's level, encouraging her. "Come on! It's easy and fun." With Alex by her side, they taught the little girl some basic moves. Soon, the girl was giggling and spinning around, her balloon floating high in the air. Lyra's heart swelled with joy as she realized the impact of connection. Just a moment of kindness had brought happiness to the girl's day. After dancing, they moved on to different booths, each showcasing unique aspects of human culture. They tried art activities, painted pottery, and even made friendship bracelets together. Lyra loved the way everyone shared their talents and traditions, creating a beautiful tapestry of life. It reminded her of her mission, learning about humanity. "Let's take a break," Alex suggested, leading her to a quieter corner of the festival. They sat on a bench, watching the colorful crowd. Lyra turned to him, her expression thoughtful. "Thank you for showing me all this, Alex. I'm beginning to understand why humans cherish connections so much. It makes life feel richer." Alex nodded, a soft smile on his face. "I'm glad you're enjoying it. Humans thrive on connection and community. It's how we support each other through tough times and celebrate the good ones." Lyra contemplated his words. She thought about how different her own world was, where emotions were often suppressed. Here, people embraced their feelings openly, creating bonds that were strong and meaningful. "I wish I could bring some of this back to my planet," she said. "It could change everything." "Maybe you can," Alex replied, his eyes shining with hope. "You can show them that love and connection are powerful." Feeling inspired, Lyra took a deep breath. She realized that her time on Earth wasn't just about observation, it was about experiencing the warmth of human relationships. As they resumed exploring the festival, Lyra felt a surge of determination. She wanted to learn as much as she could from humans, to understand their hearts and share her own experiences. Each connection she made would help her bridge the gap between their worlds. As the day turned into night, the festival lit up with beautiful lights, twinkling like stars. Lyra and Alex joined the dancing crowd again, celebrating the joy of friendship and connection. She had come to Earth as an observer, but now she was becoming part of something much bigger, a journey of love, understanding, and adventure. With each moment shared, Lyra felt more alive than ever. She knew that her mission was just beginning, and she was excited to see where it would lead her next. The festival had filled Lyra's heart with warmth and joy, but the next morning brought a heavy cloud of worry. Alex woke her early, his expression serious. "We need to talk," he said, his voice tense. "What's wrong?" Lyra asked, sitting up straight. "There are reports of an alien ship approaching Earth. It's the same type that invaded before," Alex explained, his brow furrowed with concern. "We need to prepare for a fight." Lyra's heart raced. She remembered the stories she had heard about the brutal alien forces that had attacked Earth in the past. "What can we do?" she asked, determination flooding her voice. "I want to help." Alex looked at her, surprise flashing in his eyes. "Are you sure? It could be dangerous." "I've learned so much about humans and their strength," Lyra replied. "I want to fight alongside you. I can use my knowledge of technology to help." With a nod, Alex led her to a military base on the outskirts of the city. As they arrived, they saw soldiers preparing for battle. They were busy loading weapons and discussing strategies. The atmosphere was tense, filled with urgency. "Welcome, soldier!" A commanding officer greeted Alex. "We could use all the help we can get. This is Lyra, and she wants to join the fight." The officer looked Lyra up and down, assessing her. "Can you handle yourself in combat?" Lyra straightened her back and took a deep breath. "Yes, I can. I may not have fought in battles before, but I'm ready to learn. I want to protect humanity." The officer nodded, impressed. "All right, follow me. We'll train you quickly." As they entered the training area, Lyra watched as soldiers practiced their moves. They were preparing for an aerial assault against the alien invaders. She felt a mix of excitement and fear, knowing that this would be her first taste of real combat. "Here," the officer said, handing her a training weapon. It was lightweight and had advanced technology. "This will help you in battle. Learn how to use it quickly." Lyra practiced under the guidance of experienced soldiers. They taught her how to aim, shoot, and move quickly. Although she struggled at first, Alex was by her side, encouraging her. "You're doing great. Just focus and trust yourself." After hours of intense training, Lyra started to feel more confident. She had learned how to work the weapon and was beginning to grasp the strategies needed to survive. The soldiers praised her progress, and she felt a growing sense of camaraderie with them. As the sun began to set, the alarms blared throughout the base. "They're here!" a soldier shouted. The tension in the air was palpable. Lyra and Alex rushed to their positions, hearts pounding with anticipation. From the base, they watched the sky fill with dark shapes as the alien ships descended. The soldiers moved with precision, taking their places to defend the city. Lyra felt a surge of adrenaline and fear as she took her spot beside Alex. "Stay close to me," he whispered, his eyes focused on the sky. "We'll get through this together." As the battle began, chaos erupted. Bright lights flashed and explosions rocked the ground. Lyra fired her weapon, feeling the power surge through her hands. The alien ships retaliated, shooting beams of energy that lit up the night sky. Lyra watched in awe as human fighter jets soared, dodging attacks while firing back. The sky was a deadly dance of destruction, and she could feel the stakes rising. In the heat of battle, Lyra spotted a group of aliens landing nearby. They were heavily armed and moving toward the base. "Alex! They're coming!" she shouted, pointing. "Let's cut them off!" Alex yelled, and they sprinted toward the approaching threat. Together they fired at the aliens, their hearts pounding with every shot. As they fought side by side, Lyra felt a deep connection to Alex. They were fighting for the same cause, united in their purpose. She remembered her mission, to understand humanity. In this moment, she realized that their strength came from their connections to each other. The battle raged on, with the sound of explosions and cries filling the air. Lyra's training kicked in as she moved swiftly, dodging attacks and firing her weapon. She could feel the adrenaline coursing through her veins, pushing her to fight harder. Suddenly, an alien soldier aimed at Alex. Lyra's heart stopped as she saw the danger. Without thinking, she jumped in front of him, firing her weapon with precision. The blast hit the alien, sending it tumbling backward. "Lyra!" Alex shouted, concern etched on his face. "I'm fine," she replied, determination shining in her eyes. "We can't let them win!" As they pushed forward, Lyra felt a new sense of strength within her. She had learned what it meant to fight for something greater than herself. Together with Alex and the other soldiers, they were defending humanity against a powerful enemy. Hours passed and the battle was fierce, but they continued to fight with unwavering courage. The alien ships started to retreat, their forces weakening. Lyra and Alex exchanged glances, hope sparking in their eyes. Finally, the last alien ship exploded in the sky, illuminating the darkness with brilliant light. Cheers erupted from the soldiers around them. They had done it. They had fought back the invaders. Exhausted but victorious, Lyra and Alex embraced, relief washing over them. "We did it!" Lyra exclaimed, her heart swelling with pride. "Yes, we did," Alex replied, his voice filled with emotion. "You were incredible, Lyra." As the night settled, Lyra looked up at the stars, feeling a sense of belonging she had never experienced before. She had come to Earth to learn about humanity, but she had also become a part of it. Together, they had faced a great challenge and emerged stronger. This battle was only the beginning of her journey, and she was ready for whatever lay ahead. As the dust settled from the fierce battle, a sense of relief washed over Lyra and the soldiers. The alien ships were gone, and the humans had defended their home. But amidst the cheers and celebrations, an unsettling feeling lingered in the air. They had won, but at a great cost. Lyra looked around, taking in the scene. Some soldiers were celebrating, but others were tending to their wounded comrades. The mood was mixed, joyful for the victory, but heavy with sadness for those who had fallen. "Lyra!" Alex called, his voice cutting through the noise. He ran to her, his expression serious. "We need to check on the injured. They need our help." Without hesitation, Lyra followed him. They arrived at the makeshift medical station, where medics worked tirelessly to care for the wounded. The sight of the injured soldiers made Lyra's heart ache. Some had visible injuries, while others were in shock, struggling to comprehend what had just happened. "Can we assist?" Lyra asked a nearby medic, who looked worn out but grateful for the offer. "Yes, please!" "We could use all the hands we can get," the medic replied, relief evident in their voice. Lyra and Alex jumped into action, helping where they could. They brought water, bandages, and comfort to the wounded. Lyra felt a deep sense of purpose as she worked alongside Alex, using her newfound strength to support those in need. This was what it meant to be human, caring for one another in times of crisis. After a while, they came across a soldier named Bonner who was lying on a stretcher. His face was pale, and he had a bandage wrapped around his leg. Lyra recognized him from the battle. He had fought bravely. "Bonner, can you hear me?" she asked gently. He opened his eyes and smiled weakly. "I'm still here. Just a scratch. I'll be fine." Lyra could see the pain in his eyes. "You were incredible out there." "Thank you for fighting for us," she said, her voice filled with admiration. Bonner nodded, but his expression grew serious. "We fought for each other. That's what matters. But not everyone made it." His eyes glanced away, pain etched on his face.